All right, Jaydon Blue has talked with DallasCowboys.com, and this is something last year where, would you say this is the question that we asked Jerry the most last year?
No.
Where's Jaydon Blue?
No.
As a repeat question. I think as a repeat question it made because we had to ask it every single week.
We had to ask about Eberflus, defense.
We had to get creative and find different ways.
Jaydon Blue's not even close.
I think Diggs and Blue, as players, if we're just talking about players, I think where are Diggs and Blue were 1 and 2 last year of the most frequent questions we asked him because Jaydon Blue just could never get on the field. And the thing that was weird about him getting on the field was Shoddy and Jerry kept answering it differently, it seemed like. Same thing with Diggs, where it's like, he's ready. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Like, that was the inconsistency there.
Look, we're only asking about Jaydon Blue this much because he's a Longhorn. That's it. That's the only reason.
Oh, man.
Ooh. That's
the truth. You might be onto something there.
That's the reason I bring it up is to get the Texas Longhorn interaction with it. That's the reason he gets talked about as much as he does.
I think that's maybe part of it, but I don't think there's like a big Longhorn obsession with it. Like I think that Cowboys fans have more of an obsession with him than Longhorns fans did, and it's just because I think it's so unusual for this football team to have 4.2 speed. And so they're just like obsessed with the idea of how fast can he be? Can he like just outrun everybody? Like they don't see that kind of speed. Dallas has never been a super like let's invest in burners kind of team. And so I think that it's always drawn attention from that perspective, just people who think they've got a trait that is so rare and we don't normally have here that they want to see it explored. Well, Jaydon Blue has settled for us whether he was ready or not. And he's going to side with Brian Schottenheimer and say he was not ready. This is from Tommy Arish. He said, Blue struggled to remain consistent in how he practiced. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer made it clear on multiple occasions that the 22-year-old would not be gifted game reps. He'd have to earn them by living in his playbook and practicing to the standard. 1 year later, a more mature and aware Blue spoke during OTAs about his mindset going into year 2 and the lessons he learned from year 1 that fuel it. Blue said, quote, I didn't start off like I should have. Whether it was not practicing the right way or on a maturity level, I think I wasn't really there. But now, learning from all the vets and having the offseason that I've had, I think I'm ready to go. I want to make sure that this year and in upcoming years that it's not a problem for me. He said, I'm a completely different person than I was this time last year. I think I made a whole 180 from where I was last year. I've gotten a lot better. I'm ready to go. And this is something that it's nice to hear the accountability, and it's nice to hear the awareness of, hey, was I doing everything that I should have done or whatever else? It's a little concerning that it took basically a slap in the face for you to go, oh, I should practice normally, or I should get into my playbook the way I need to.
It's a double-sided argument. It's like,
apologies to Glenn Stretch Smith, by the way, for last year calling this and me saying he was wrong.
Whoa! That's the development of the day.
I'm 37 now. I'm a different person.
My gosh.
I'm grown.
Wow. I'm stunned. I'm taken aback. So it's like, all right, you're not going to go into your brand new job rookie year trying your absolute hardest and then kind of back down after you've proven yourself, or you're going brand new and you had to learn the way it's done and you had to adjust towards the standards. So there's two ways to look at it. Obviously, we all would have preferred him go in and act like the utmost professional and try the hardest and not have these issues hold him back. But I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and think that maybe he's seen and learned and that it's set in.
It's stunning to me that somebody who did not win the job at Texas, never had that job to himself, came in here entitled.
Yeah.
That blows my mind that he would have thought like this is mine.
What round did he go?
Fifth rounder who could not take the job from Trey Wisner.
Yeah,
he walked in here and thought like, what is Javonte Williams going to show me? That's a little bit mind blowing to me that somebody could have that sort of an approach. He did say the game has slowed down completely for me. I'm in the playbook every chance I get. I'm learning from Dak and some of the older guys on offense do those things. Other than that, I give running backs coach Derek Foster a lot of credit for staying on me and for checking in to make sure I'm doing the right things because, like Coach Shoddy said, they're expecting me to be a big part of this offense this year. And before I get into the specifics of that quote, Chop, you've made that comment before that how much does the game need to slow down at running back? Like when you get in there, you get it's like, here's the ball, go. Like instincts, find the blocking, go ahead. I understand passing game, he wasn't going to be able to do a lot in pass protection, but ball in your hands, you should have been out there.
Should have been
more reliable to make plays.
I understand there's a patience aspect of hitting the hole, right? Not bursting to it
We saw that last year. The very first play, Miles Sanders broke that really long run where he was tackled at like the 2, and everybody's like, "Oh, well, Jaydon Blue would have broke that." It's like Jaydon Blue would have gotten tackled for a 2-yard loss though, because he wouldn't have the patience that Miles Sanders had to like wait for that hole to open.
And there's a level of that, but I would say on 8 of 10 plays, it's like just go, maybe less, maybe 7, but just go. You shouldn't have to, learn the speed of the game. You shouldn't have to. They say further away from the ball, the longer it takes or whatever, and you should be right there. But it wasn't like that for him. There was a patience aspect, and obviously there was the, you said the blocking doesn't come easy for a lot of guys.
It's when he says there that Dak and some of the older guys on the offense are showing him how to work and stuff like that. That is the one thing that you'll consistently hear from people is that Dak doesn't allow anybody to slack on their work. Like in terms of hold people accountable, like, hey, you need to be doing these things. And so if there was any sort of a sense from Dak that wasn't going on, that was also going to be relayed to Brian Schottenheimer, I'm sure, like he's not ready. He doesn't understand what we're doing here. He's not picking up the blocking concepts. I need him to do this. But I think it's funny that we keep talking about him as running back 2, which he 100% should be in line to take if he lives up to his potential. But I think this is more about the thing they would love to see him do is I think they would love for him to take Kevontae Turpin's job. And I think they think he can do all of that. That kind of gadget player that, all right, you can be in the backfield, you can stand in the slot, because he was a pass catcher at Texas. Like that was something that he did that was kind of a difference maker.
Did he return kicks as well?
He returned some kicks, and he did a little bit of that last year where he was playing with it, where I think they look at him and go, man, if you could just live up to this, you could be a cheaper solution for all. He doesn't really return punts very much, but shoot, if Caleb Downs is going to sit there and keep trying to glean all the information he can, I think they would love to see him not just take hold of running back 2. I think what they would like to see him do is take the spot that Kevontae Turpin has and be able to get that for cheaper.
So we talked about Nick Harris driving 9 hours to try to get George Pickens to admit that he was going to show up to mandatory minicamp this week. Well, Clarence Hill is reporting that Pickens plans to be there. So got a lot of Tolos sending us that story, but that's Clarence saying he plans to be there.
Which we were talking during the break, and I showed you the audio clip. When you heard it, did that sound to you like Pickens was just like, am I supposed to answer this? Or do you think he sounded like hesitant?
I don't know.
He says so many times before like giving an answer.
There's way too much gray area. Where my brain goes is if George was definitely going to be there, then he would have immediately been like, oh, yeah. So why didn't he just say that? My question right now, forget whether he shows up, whether he does or doesn't with that prediction. How are we talking about this story this week if he doesn't?
Oh.
Last week was, okay, fine, whatever. Who cares? It's Brian Schottenheimer even said this isn't football. If he doesn't show up this week to the mandatory, are we freaking out, flipping out, drama, or are we saying, hey, this was expected. Don't show up until Oxnard.
I expect him to show up at some point in Oxnard.
I think he should show up to this.
I think he should.
I think he probably will.
Yeah, I'm not going to blame him if he doesn't. I think he should because I think it would be good. They wanted. Basically, the reason that they didn't sign him was like, well, we need more. We need to see more of him. That's kind of them telling you, hey, look, we need you to be here. We need you to be a good teammate.
And the rest of the league, the message.
Yes, absolutely. That said, to me, not even negotiating with it. Do you believe that they didn't negotiate at all with him?
Yes.
That to me is bad faith. That to me is bad faith. I would tell them to go take a hike.
Well, would you rather them have not negotiated at all or offer him an insulting deal?
Yeah, because that might be bad faith. If you're because then you're saying we're not ready to negotiate with you. So if we were to give you an offer that's offensive, that would be bad.
I would have rather them say you play like a $35 million a year player. We're not ready to go there, so we're not going to offer you 27, 28 and insult you. I'd rather them not negotiate than insult.
If that's that was their true stance, and that's what they said, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You could justify this. if he doesn't show up to minicamp, what the justification could be from his side is we can still sign an extension up to July 15th. At July 15th, we have to play on this deal. And so they could say, this is still a little bit of leverage for us to be able to milk. Even though we've signed the tag, we can get a new extension done, so we're not going to walk away from that power yet.
Or get hurt.
Yeah, and whereas once July 15th passes, there's nothing left. But I do think it would hurt his perception around the league if he did not show up to minicamp. OTAs, most people would justify and brush off. If he doesn't show up to minicamp and he starts incurring fines, then teams around the league maybe are starting to go, this is kind of what we're worried about. Is he fully committed? Whether that's fair or not, that's what people are going to start thinking about and talking about.
Be low.
Be belt.